Nutrition myth number 1. It's all about calories in versus calories out. This advice is one of the top contributors to the obesity crisis. You've probably already seen the studies showing around 95% of people who eat less and move more either fail at reaching their goals or regain the weight back within a year. This is because trying to lose weight through caloric deficits doesn't work, and I'll explain why. If you find any study suggesting otherwise, take a closer look, and you'll find that the study didn't follow the participants for at least 12 months after the study to see if it all came back. Understandably, this makes studies more expensive and take much longer to publish. Scientists sometimes don't have that extra time or money. Unfortunately, this bad advice has been deadly. You'd think doctors and dietitians and personal trainers might eventually realize that they're giving incorrect advice, but it keeps their customers coming back because they just get fatter and sicker. This myth uses the law of thermodynamics to justify itself, calories in versus calories out, which honestly makes a ton of sense on the surface, but the error comes in 2 parts. First, assuming that a calorie is a calorie. For calories in versus calories out to be a valid strategy, all calories would have to be equal. They're not. Let's do a test. Eat 2,000 calories of broccoli every day for a month. Do whatever exercise you want during this time. Then, while keeping the exact same level of exercise, eat 2,000 calories of donuts per day. Let's see which one makes you fatter. If calories in versus calories out is correct, you should have equal outcomes, but obviously you won't. The second error of this myth is due to the damage that caloric restriction does to your metabolism. Your body isn't going to let you run caloric deficits day after day for months without lowering your metabolism to compensate. More on that in a moment. There will be a few comments that say, I did this approach and it worked for me. And firstly, I would say congratulations on being part of that rare 5%. But you've done damage to your metabolism and endocrine system that will only be repaired if you adopt actual healthy eating habits. The more you diet, the slower your metabolism gets. Chronic caloric deficits kill metabolism. So let's take a closer look at that 5% of the time where calorie restriction actually worked. Spoiler alert, it did. What worked is that your hormones changed, which is the only way to lose weight and keep it off. A caloric deficit didn't do that. But of course, dietitians and personal trainers will take this and claim their calorie counting diet caused weight loss. One likely explanation of this 5% is that when someone reduces their calories, they also reduce their carb intake. This can help get your hormones back to healthy levels, but the overall reduction in calories wasn't part of this improvement. In fact, had they eaten more calories, they may have lost more weight, but these calories would need to be things like healthy fats, fiber, and moderate amounts of fatty protein. Exercise also helps increase insulin sensitivity, which is so this may have been the reason for the success of that 5%. Once again, having nothing to do with calories. Exercise's benefits comes from those hormonal changes, not from the calories that it burns. So exercising is great to do, I'm not bashing it, but it's not required to lose weight. Running a caloric deficit does not fix the underlying hormonal imbalances that cause the weight gain in the first place. Fix your hormones, and the weight will fall off as a side effect. As I said before, your body doesn't want to run a caloric deficit. So if you eat less, your body will just eventually slow your metabolism to compensate. Guess what happens then? The dreaded plateau you hear about. Then your metabolism is so low that you feel tired, hungry, craving, obsess over food, torture yourself, give up, binge on carbs, gain it back, and then hate yourself. It's not that you don't have any willpower, it's that you were given terrible advice. Remember that show, The Biggest Loser? Yeah, they all gain the weight back because their metabolism is shot by eating less and moving more. If you're eating the right foods at the right times, you can eat unlimited calories and you will not gain weight. I encourage people to stop repeating this myth. I am not a doctor and this is not medical advice. Consult your doctor before making any changes to your diet. My love for this topic came from working as a medical consultant for endocrinologists. All of the information in my posts come from medical school books, peer-reviewed studies, or from doctors themselves.